Hey guys, good morning, Joe. Oh yeah, fucking thumbnail pic. One of those should work. Cheers. Hey, so I'm getting back to the rhythm and trying to make videos, right, more consistently. And as always, I appreciate your comments and your feedback. Thanks to you guys make this channel fun, and also it gives me like ideas of what to talk about next, you know, by you leaving questions and comments and all that good stuff, right? So from my last video, you know, I was talking about how I kind of feel bad that like it took over 2 weeks since it's been 2 weeks since I posted a video, right? And it's starting to bug me because I like how things are going on, right? I post a video, I get a comment, I respond with another video, so on and so forth. You know, it becomes a discussion and it's fun, right? I like it. So my last video, basically, I was getting ready to go to work. And by work, I mean go to Paul's house because we're gonna go film and do some other stuff, right? So the question comes from Brian Longoria. Apologies if I mispronounced your name. It was asking about, when I say I go to work, it was asking exactly what I meant by that, right? So he says, love your stuff, man. When you say you have to get ready for work, what do you do? Obviously, I learned about you from Paul, but it makes me think you're doing something as a main gig, then Paul, and then your own stuff. Or am I wrong? Regardless, keep up the great work and positive attitude, bro. I dig it. Peace, right? All right. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate the comment. Now, the reason why I want to respond to this is because, well, simply straight out, at the moment, Paul is my only main source of income. And I think that's like what defines a job is basically what do you do to make income, right? So that could be anything really, right? So in my case, basically I work with Paul, right? So he pays me enough a month to pay my bills, so on and so forth, right? And like, yeah, that's my job. But I guess the reason why I wanted to like respond or to this comment in particular is because as an American, Southern Californian American, I feel like when it comes to like work culture or work expectations, I feel like a lot of like that perspective can be pretty outdated. You know, my parents, they're from Central America. My dad grew up, you know, being a hard worker. He still is a hard worker, right? But growing up, like the mentality of like, if you want to eat, you got to work hard kind of thing, right? And I feel like a lot of that mentality still exists today, that if you're not like, you know, working yourself down to the bone, if your back's not hurting, you know, you don't know, like your hands are not dirty or something like that, then somehow you're not really work, or it's not considered work, or it's not really respected as work, right? There was one book that I read, it's called The Joy of Not Working. I'll post a picture up. It's a good read. The book is not necessarily saying not working. It's basically learning to teach yourself to enjoy your time when you're not working, right? And work in itself, the word can mean different things, right? Now, at one point, I had like 3 jobs, and that shit sucked ass. You know, I was working a graveyard shift at Walgreens, where I entered at 11 at night and I got out at 7 in the morning. I did that for 2 days of the week, the mainly, you know, Saturday and Sunday nights, right? And then like sometimes like when I got out of work, I'll go straight to work in the construction business I had with my dad. So I'll probably sleep a little bit in the ride in the van while we go to like our, you know, project site to work. I get home, again, I'll be sleeping in the fucking van. And then like I have like a video to edit for Paul, right? So that was my lifestyle for a while. Say for about maybe a year or 2. I said it before in some other videos, but you know, this whole mentality of like, you know, clapping people for their hard work and all that shit, you know, fuck all that. That's garbage. I don't ever want to live like that, and I don't think anybody should. Especially how things are right now, because like the wage stagnation, you know, the cost of like living has been increasing, but the, you know, wages have been stagnant. They've been the same. I mean, that's fucked up and it's bullshit, right? So anyways, the point I'm trying to get at is that I just simply didn't like working in construction anymore. I always been more of an artsy kind of guy, so I wanted to like do something film related because I became more passionate with film, right? So I started studying that on my own free time, and then little by little, I then eventually got a job working with Paul. I reached a point where, you know, I just couldn't work like I mentioned before, you know, working in construction and working in Walgreens. It was just too much for me, right? I asked Paul, I'm like, dude, I really want to work with you more consistently. But I told him, this is how much I would like to earn a month. That way I could just stop all the other shit and just completely dedicate my time towards him, right? To work on his projects. He agreed, thankfully. So I was able to quit, you know, working at Walgreens. I was able to quit working in construction. and I focused my time completely working with him. Finding the rhythm at first to work together, it wasn't difficult, but you know, obviously it was new for him because, you know, I was his first editor, so he never had anybody else work with him in that sense, right? But we kind of like develop a routine, and eventually we started developing a schedule and all that stuff, right? So yeah, when I say I'm going to work, that's what I'm gonna do is work, right? And one of the first things that I guess like I learned or I was experiencing when I was like going to work or I started working with Paul is basically, it was almost like a weird guilty feeling that I was able to pay my bills doing what I do. And that's kind of something I guess you guys need to be careful with. It's not to feel guilt if you guys started getting success doing what you want to do, right? It's weird because, like I said, I grew up working in construction my whole life, and that was like my state of mind. You know, I was always covered in dirt. I was getting hurts in one way or another because I was working with chemicals. I had shit splashing my eyes, you know, burning. I had chemical burns on my skin. You know, I accidentally shot my hand with a nail gun. You know, I cut my fingers a bunch of times with razor blades. I had shit fall on me, you know, I tripped, you know, back and, you know, hit my head on something a few times. But all that was considered, oh, it's work. That's tough you out, you know, that fucking macho bullshit, right? So when I stopped doing that, and then I started doing what I'm doing now, which is basically I'm sitting on a desk with, you know, camera, you know, my great equipment and all that stuff. And like, it was so fucking different for me that it felt like I felt like guilty. It was weird. Like I never, I didn't deserve it, and it was fucking like that's a bad state of mind, and that's something I guess I want to try to like get through with this video, is that transition of me like being happy with what's going on or what I'm doing or how I'm doing it. It was like something so new to me that it felt guilty, and that was like so weird. Right now, thankfully I'm at a point now where, like, you know, I can just simply say I love what I do, because I do. You know, the other day, actually yesterday, I went to Paul's house because I'm pretty decent at Apex, so he wanted to play some video games to get the performance of a build that he just did for AMD, right? It's a PC that he's giving away. I played, I won a game, he filmed it, we had fun, and that was basically, you know, my day. And then he's gonna work on doing some other video games, stats and stuff like that. It's so fucking foreign to me, and it still is, I'll admit, that I'm doing this for income. And it's very, very rewarding. But anyways, that's all I got to say. Thanks for your comments. Please keep sending them, whatever it may be. It gives me ideas to talk about, and, you know, we're having a conversation after all, right? So thanks a lot for like the comment, really appreciate it. So it's gonna be weird once you start like achieving your goals and you start to like make money enough to quit your actual day job, and you start to like, you know, focus on your own work, your own art, you know, your own basically the stuff that you worked hard for. Once you start accomplishing them, it's gonna be weird. It was for me, you know, so I just speak for myself that it was weird. I was just like, fuck, I'm making money doing this. It's crazy. It is, right? Because, you know, like I said, I'm so used to like being a hard worker all my life that now like I'm actually able to chill, have fun in front of the computer, do what I love to do. I'm traveling and playing video games and responding to people on the internet, making tutorials, all that stuff. It definitely is a massive 360 from what I did, right? So and the change was kind of like a shocker, but I can't be happier, right? So anyways, that's all I got to say. Thank you so much for your time, and yeah, see you till the next time. Peace.